Alrighty, just let this sink in. We are in week 5 of this class, which really means, besides the fact that it's week 5, it's really 3 weeks left. Okay, like 4, but just kind of get that in your system because this week, or let that soak in. So before I get started, let me just say last week, I'm so sorry for the video quality. It's amazing when you're working with technology how one small change, and I bet you've all experienced this in your own way, can just throw your whole systems off. And I took me a little while after recording both this class and one of my other ones, to realize that I had changed my screen resolution by 10%. I don't even remember why I did it, but that threw off my recording, this software that I'm using, completely. It just it could not wrap its code around that concept. So anyway, apologize for that. Let's know it's going to be better. I did a little testing before I started today that it will indeed be better. So before I just kind of look briefly at the content, March 7th is International Women's Day celebration down at Bitwise, the women tech makers of Fresno, who I'm a part of. The group is organizing that event. So just if you're interested, mark your calendars. I think there is a Facebook event and actually what I'll do is just find that Facebook event and you can check it out. Hopefully they're going to also publish it. I think on the Meetup, they'll post it as well. If you're not on Meetup, by the way, Meetup is a great way to connect with your local community, and it really is helpful in so many ways, not just because you would have a community of people that you know that are working in tech, and you then have a support system that will help you both grow your skill and hopefully look for jobs and just be a part of. That's a really important part of anything that you do. Okay. And today, which I know some of you watch today, not everyone. And again, this is a more women-focused announcement, but there is a first meeting I'm going to it over at the Math, Science, and Engineering, which is women in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. So I'm in the T part of that, the technology part. So that's cool. Alrighty, so I don't think there's anything else, but week 4, rolling up. The only thing I saw, some of you had a little bit of when you were linking to the GitHub pages. Remember when I asked for that link, because it's a website, you want to give me the website link. Most of you did this right. And actually, overall as a class, you're actually doing really well getting worked on ahead or right at. Okay. So the GitHub workflow definitely is taking this to a whole new level. And learning how to work that workflow, understand and get that workflow to successfully place your code that you're version controlling locally out on GitHub can be fraught with some issues. So the sooner you reach out, the better. But in general, and you see, all seem to enjoy the Web 2.0. And it is a classic. There's actually a whole other anthology about this video and what happened when this video went viral. If you're interested in that, let me know. It's actually a really interesting video. But I'm going to roll up week 4 and say bye-bye to it. And week 5 has been out there since last week. I did do a couple things. I mentioned this last week. I do have some new content for you to consume for Bootstrap. I will say the video series we're watching for Bootstrap is, I should change the content because it's not the Bootstrap Beginners Crash Course any longer, but it is a Bootstrap. It is still this concept, but it's not that label anymore as far as the content that we're consuming. You're consuming a new person, in this case, Maximilian. And Maximilian's somebody I'm using for another course. And he's going to, and this is the other thing, the reason I'm having you take notes, and this is, for your first part, is really because there's going to be some terms on here you probably are going to hear for the first time. And I want you to get those, right? So I'm just saying, and this, like I said before, this video for week 5 on the instruction is new. I just recorded it, but this one is not. I've left the old one, but I'll tell you what I've done here is the link that you have to this actually starts after I talk about that bootstrap, because that's the old way of doing it. So I just want to let you know about that. Okay. And then let's see, what else is in week 5? I looked at it just a little while ago. You'd think I would remember it off the top of my head. Oh, so one really important thing we do this week is I have you look at the requirements for Project Zero, which is your end of semester project, 25% of your grade, an important part. So understanding what you're going to do. And at this point, because you've only added CSS to your GitHub pages, right? You may go, how could I create a site this big? And here's what I want you to know. Next week, we're actually going to have you look for a template that you'll use that's already been set up by somebody. This is one of the great things about the web. There's so much content for you to consume that you're gonna actually be able to use somebody else's template of Bootstrap. So first you're going to learn Bootstrap, then you're going to pick a template, then you're going to study that template, and that's the template you will implement for your Project Zero. And I have, since I recorded some of the content that you'll see in week 6, is like I have kind of loosened up my requirements for what your Project Zero your concept, your theme, your topic is going to be for that. So, I want it to be something that's interesting to you, because it's always more fun to work on something interesting. Always, always. So just know that it is a static site, right? It's not a dynamic site. You're not going to be interacting with the user, but it's a really good thing to be able to at least do. And I'm going to say this, and I said this last time. Oh, by the way, one of the things I like is to watch Joe Rogan, other people on YouTube, but this guy, Lex Friedman, that talks about AI. It's really interesting. But why, or should I actually, here's the one. Should I use Bootstrap? Oh, should I stay or should I go now? That is funny. That's actually a great song. Should I use Bootstrap? If you want to watch this video, this is 8.5 minutes. And it's from Web Dev Simplified 2 months ago. So this is very relevant data, or very relevant content. And he talks about, and again, this is going to be one of those, you may hear concepts that you don't understand, but it's always good to expose yourself to something new. It's kind of like you're learning in the future where your current knowledge may not be. I did that many times in my life where I was like, what is it they're talking about? And have later, like caught up with that knowledge and realized the context. But if you're interested, that could be one video you could consume this week to help you kind of understand the idea, because there's definitely some people who say don't use Bootstrap. And it really depends on what you're using it for. Remember, my goal here is for you just to be introduced to it, because if you're going to continue on in this industry, again, which I hope you do, you're going to see a Bootstrap site. Guarantee it, because there's so many out there. Okay. So week 6 has been released as of today. We're going to actually, this is where we find that template. We copy that template into your directory structure for your IO site, and then we do analysis. So our lecture during week 6 is really studying that template that you're downloading. Alrighty, have a good and great, wonderful week. I hope you enjoy it. Right now it's Friday morning and it's really nice. It's been kind of cold this week, but feels like it's going to get a little warmer. So enjoy whatever the world brings you this week. And let me know if you need to meet with me. I've met with several of you and it's been great. And I always enjoy talking to students and helping them, be successful if they're running into obstacles, or just to have conversation in general. So peace out. What do I want you to reply to? I don't care. any of this content, anything that comes to your mind that maybe you'll remember from this discussion, or maybe it's nothing and you watch the other video and you talk about that. So, peace out.